February is a full month for Star Citizen, but it's not on its own. I believe we'll see more events than ever in the game this year, which is, I guess, pretty obvious. But I'd like to talk about what that could mean for the game and why Star Citizen has so many community events in and outside of the game despite people saying there's really not much game to play. Thank you for coming to my Tomato Talk. The February monthly schedule was released last week with 5 separate events going on in and outside of Star Citizen. This includes the Red Festival, Koramore, the Xenothreat event, the Jumptown 2 event, and a Free Fly event. While each of these events have something great to offer, especially the ability to play the game for free starting on February 17th, they aren't the focus today. Instead, let's talk about this increase in activity. February of 2021 gave us 3 events to enjoy, and the rest of the year followed up with plenty more. Like more than 60 days worth of in-game activities and then some. There's definitely a multitude of activities to take part in throughout the year for all kinds of players, as long as you aren't interested in the multitude of professions we don't have. While it may seem weird for a game still missing so many of these components in alpha to be creating so much additional content for players, it makes sense. The Star Citizen community is actually the strongest determination of the game's success, and CIG realizes that more than ever. They need to keep the community strong. While we've been putting up with the minimal feature flow for quite some time, as the game becomes more complete, the expectations continue to rise. Last year, Xenothreat introduced us to in-game community events with collaborative goals and the ability for players to choose their side in a battle. It has been expanded on with 2 other in-game events that have been met with varying degrees of enthusiasm. And as discussed in an earlier video to supporters, these events have quickly become the best part of the game for many players. Whether the players enjoy loading cargo for their team using tractor beams in 0G or down on the ground, or if the players like hunting down foot-based enemies trying to steal their goods. Or maybe they live for the dogfight and atmosphere while protecting their friends on the ground. There are plenty of ways to experience these events, which makes them a hotspot for activity. As I said before, Star Citizen is hurting for more major professions, and thus CIG has turned to utilizing existing gameplay in new ways to keep players interested. This includes search and find events like the Lunar New Year in February, or the find location activities around Halloween, and of course the huge in-space military parade we get every Invictus week in May. It's a creative strategy for a problem that has dragged its feet long enough, and is beneficial in that it continues to build on the event and economy curating system that'll make up the backbone of the verse called Quantum. But there is another side to these events, and it's the side you should be more wary of. Back in December, I made a video titled, "You Don't Need to Buy That Ship." When it comes to events, the same rings true. See, these events also act as a great chance to raise money for the game's development. By tying sales to these special events, it guarantees that the most eyes will see these events and community morale will be at the highest at the perfect times. It's a tactic that works well, and needs to continue working in order for the studio to expand towards its goal. I still believe that CIG is first and foremost striving to create the ultimate space game, and I also get that that takes money. With over 700 employees in various studios on different continents, there are some bills to pay. If you'd like to help fund the game, turn your wallet open at these events for the best opportunities to grab a ship or a copy of the game at a discount. Otherwise, it's a good idea to remember that while these events are focused around creating gameplay and community, you will find many additional pages, links, and videos that may tempt you to buy more than you need. While you may not have the time to earn these items in-game, just remember that everything you see is subject to being tweaked and balanced. And keep in mind that many of these events not only include one of these sales, they also make the game entirely free to play for anywhere from 7 to 15 days, for everybody. All ships can be earned, all armor can be stolen, and all progress can be saved if you decide to jump in completely. These opportunities act as a great way to allow players to experience the game as much as they'd like. Whether that means jumping into play every 4 months until the game is ready, or immediately buying and catching the sales. The choice is up to you. The fact that money is made or is even a focus at any of these events isn't a bad thing. It's quite common, and definitely makes sense for a game in development. And the idea of running events in an unfinished game is also not a bad thing. It's providing gameplay, camaraderie, money-making missions, and a lot of additional content for players. The increase in events from 2020 to 2021 and from 2021 till now is inevitable, with how large the community has grown and how relatively stable the alpha is growing. There will be no shortage of events moving forward, and with new professions coming online soon, we will likely see new events as well as new additions added to older events. In my opinion, if there is a time to try and play the game, you should aim for these times. The performance will be worse, but the overall experience and the fact that it's free may make it better. If you're interested in these events, free play periods, or just want to learn more about Star Citizen, you can subscribe to this channel. And if you enjoy these opinion-based essay videos, I make them exclusively for my supporters twice a month, every month. So consider joining on Patreon. Thanks for checking out this video. I'll catch you in the next.